5 o'clock on your Thursday morning. While you were sleeping, the snow from our first winter storm turned to sleet, then back to snow. This is the live look right now. Frederick at I-70 and 270. If you wait a few minutes, you will hear Christy Breslin go down a list of traffic problems. So let's get to our weather coverage, starting with Tim.
Yeah, you know, this has been a tricky forecast. It was actually, it played out pretty much on schedule, but it was just a mess, just an absolute mess. And as you mentioned, all the different types of precipitation we dealt with through the last, say, 12 to 24 hours or so have all now been on the ground and frozen in different forms. The storm itself has left the area. This nor'easter is really rolling on through New York now, moving up into the northeast, but it has caused many problems in its wake. Right now, what we're dealing with are the cold temperatures, because everything that's been on the ground overnight with temperatures now down below freezing in many parts of the area is frozen. We're looking at 28 degrees at BWI, Thurgood Marshall, 25 in Elkton, 22 in Westminster, 27 in Cumberland. You start to get milder as you get down toward Anne Arundel County and down toward the lower eastern shore, 30 degrees in Annapolis. That was where the rain started to kick in, and we dealt with more of a rain event rather than a frozen event. But the winds are also going to be a factor today. Northwest winds are keeping the cold air over us. We had wind gusts up to 48 degrees, or 48 miles per hour, I should say, I'm sorry, in Elkton yesterday. Now 28 mile per hour sustained winds, but the gusts now are still a part of our problems. So we're going to be dealing with the wind chill. It feels like 20 degrees outside when you go out right now. It feels like the teens in Belvedere and in Hagerstown. Still only feels like the 20s in Salisbury. So right now with mostly cloudy skies, but some clearing underway, we're sitting at 28 degrees. But we had some impressive snowfall amounts, and we're going to bring in Marty Bass to talk about what we dealt with sampling across the area. Marty, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Tim, and good morning, everybody. Before we get to snowfall totals, let me just show you something. Stetson, Miller, and Annie Rose Ramos can be talking about this. It's a beautiful snowy scene, right? But the snow only goes down about 1/4 of an inch. Once you get below that, it's frozen solid, and this is what you're dealing with. Remember, we had snow, then we had freezing rain and sleet compacting it down, and then that beautiful layer of snow coming underneath it. So what you're going to be trying to move is going to be rock hard. What road crews going to be trying to move is going to be rock hard. And sunshine at 38 will certainly help us out. But for the next couple of hours, not necessarily so much. Let's go ahead and take a look at snowfall totals. Now remember, these numbers you're looking at may not be what you're going to be observing as you walk out your door, because everything kind of got compacted down by that burst of freezing rain and sleet. But nonetheless, we had 9 inches of snow in Parkton. In McHenry, we had just under 9 inches of snow. Bloomfield within arm's reach of 8 inches. Reisterstown 7.5. Manchester 6.0. Here's the good news. Bunch of sun today until we get to mostly cloudy skies as you get into the dinner hours in the evening. But no moisture, just mostly cloudy skies. 38 degrees at lunch, maybe within arm's reach on a few car thermometers of 40 degrees. As far as temperatures go, I got to be honest with you, I've done live shots where it's been a whole heck of a lot colder. I know by the numbers it doesn't look exceptionally mild, but I felt it a whole lot worse. Lynn, you take it away.
Thanks, Marty. Our team coverage of the storm continues. Stetson Miller's in Carroll County, but first, Annie Rose Ramos has a look at conditions in the city and Baltimore County. Good morning, Annie Rose.
Hey, Lynn, good morning. Well, we're on the corner of York and Northern Parkway, and I can tell you, Lynn, in the past few minutes, we've seen multiple plows, multiple scrapers just kind of going through this street. Now, to give you an idea of what they're pushing away are these pieces of ice. I'm just going to kind of move closer so that traffic can go by, but these are the pieces of ice that have built up in the past less than 24 hours. And as you heard Tim and Marty mentioning, this is sort of a buildup, and overnight the cooler temperatures mean that this is going to be possibly drivers and crews are facing a refreeze of what's turned from mush and snow into a possibility of that refreeze.
I just got off work, so I'm trying to get home.
Done with work just in time.
That was a mess.
Residents in Baltimore County rushed home as the snow turned to a sloppy slush.
I started sliding like twice going back home.
Wednesday's blast of winter weather blanketed parts of Maryland, coating roadways and snarling traffic. Highways becoming a problem fast.
It looks beautiful, but for us, it could be a little bit difficult.
From the county to the city, It's all hands on deck. The city and the county have more than 100,000 tons of salt to use and nearly 900 employees out on the road.
If you do not have to be on the road, don't be on the road so that we can allow our crews to focus and do the work that they need to do.
We expect that within 24 hours of the last snowfall, we will have all of our roads clear.
But as the temperatures continue to drop, the attention turned to potentially dangerous icy conditions and even more snow overnight.
I'm just trying to stay safe so I don't slip and slide.
And Lynn, if you do live in the city, crews are trying to focus on high-volume roadways first. Then they will be moving into those secondary roadways and residential streets. Reporting live, I'm Rose Ramos for WJZ.
Annie Rose, thank you. Our team coverage continues with Stetson Miller live in Carroll County. Stetson.
Hey, Lynn, yeah, it is pretty slick out here. There is a little bit of ice and snow right below me here. We're at this gas station just off of 140. The roads were pretty slick. This storm was tricky because it started to snow, turned to sleet, and then back to snow, and now there's ice, making it pretty slick out there on the roads.
During a short reprieve from the snow and then rain.
But the reason we're staying late is because we have to salt so it doesn't freeze overnight.
Paul Hann is shoveling the walkway leading to the Myers-Durbraw Funeral Home. He says what made his work especially tricky, all the cars on main roads and side streets.
Because I had to do laps to plow, because I had to come in the entrance and go out and come back around. And there's just a lot of sedans on the road that are slipping and sliding.
Crews working out of the Carroll County Maintenance Center spent the majority of Wednesday morning and afternoon salting, saying it's best to get it done before the snow actually sticks. Then they started plowing, acknowledging the treacherous nature of this winter storm.
You know, this is the type of snow where you can't really stop. You know, if you hit the brakes, you're going to keep sliding. Even if you have four-wheel drive, it's not stopping.
Rachel Abelos braced the roads briefly.
140, there was a lot of people kind of spinning out, so we didn't risk it anymore. We were just, let's go home.
Instead, she opted for a snowball fight with her kids outside her Westminster home.
If they can have something good out of 2020, let it be a snowstorm.
And snowplow crews do ask that you stay off the road so they can continue to do their jobs. We're live in Carroll County. Stetson Miller for WJZ.
WJZ is your winter weather connection with the most experienced weather team in town. We'll have all the information you need on air and online at WJZ.com.